Hello, Chef Dice here. Guess what, guys? 2022 was a great year. Chef Dice and Mrs. Chef Dice, we went over about 10 trips to Las Vegas. But guess what? 2023 is going to be a wonderful year. We're going to change it up a little. I would like to present you top 10 memorable moments for Chef Dice 2022. All right, Chef Dice here. Top 10 memorable events that happened to me in 2022. And by the way, guys, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you all the people that we've met throughout the year at all the various casinos. And guess what? They're cool cats, cool guys, and wait to the end. And by the way, guys, here we go. Number 10, don't chase the comps. Let the comps chase you. As you guys know, you guys have been following me. I had the Emerald card. We had like down 9,000. We grinded it for 3 days. Sure enough, I got my Emerald. And basically, one thing about these cards, it benefits the Hawaii residents because you got a certain amount of voucher that's given to you. And of course, you're qualified for a Macy's card as well. But that will be another video on the road to Onyx. But again, I went back knowing that I needed 12,000 more credit tier points for my Onyx card. My host called me up, and guess what? My wife sent me up to Las Vegas to get one of these, the Onyx card, which is a tier above Emerald. And you know what? This is going to be so beneficial to me and my craps hobby. All right, so basically, guys, check out the next video. It's coming up, the road to Onyx. We'll explain about this card. But again, don't chase the comps. Let the comps chase you. Go ahead and grab the comps. But again, if you're Chef Dice, nothing's stopping me. All right, enjoy. And by the way, guys, you guys might be wondering why I'm at the beach and hanging out and exercising on the sand. I'm here at my mother-in-law's house in Makaha. Of course, my house is being renovated to start off the new year. But that's pretty cool. As you can see, we got a nice tan going on. But number 9, November 7th, when I reached 2,000 subscribers. And you guys know that if Chef Dice hits 2,000 subscribers, Atlantic City, here I come. The reason why I say Atlantic City is because that's where it all started in my early 20s when I was apprenticing at the Greenbrier in West Virginia. And again, that was the first casino I ever been to, the Taj Mahal, which is now no longer there. But again, Atlantic City has a lot of is a big part of my craps endeavor. All right, number 8. I just want to say mahalo to my buddy, Mr. Money Shot, for letting me film live. No editing, no nothing, just freestyle filming a live craps games. As you guys can see, we started this on 2022, but slowly we'll get things more evolved and get more in detail. But again, who can say that we do live, up to the minute live crap games only here on Chef Dice YouTube channel? And again, it's exciting, as you guys can see. Of course, the latest one that we had at Orleans, we got a little bit flagged by the music that was playing by YouTube, but that's okay. That's one of those things that we learn. But again, you can see the up to minute excitement, disappointments that we have doing live shows. And of course, Brian will go ahead and edit everything, and you'll see it 3, 4, 5 months down the line. But again, here at Chef Dice, I just want to say thank you very much, Mr. Money Shot, hawaiicrapsshooters, for letting me film live. I just want to again thank you to my daughter Tatiana for doing all this editing. I know one thing about my daughter, she's very whimsical. As you guys can see, like the last video, she had like PSO, Grant, Corey, myself was in like a jail cell. She does that kind of thing. That makes it so enjoyable to watch. And of course, to thanking my wife Samantha for taking all these videos of us going all over Las Vegas and Hawaii. And you know what, guys? 2023 is going to be exciting. Can't say anything much yet, but it's going to be very exciting. We'll be traveling more places around the country. So here we go. Number 7 is the diversity of Chef Dice YouTube channel. One thing great about this, we've established, you know, it's great for the craps community, but it's, again, I don't do strategies, but what channel does craps, live craps, and eating segments. And of course, hence Chef Dice Eating Out was developed. And you know what, I love when the craps community gives me suggestions to go where and eat. And you know what, I always take that suggestions, and then it's always great place to do and eat. Number 6, we can't win all the time, and you guys know it, man. My channel, we don't win all the time. We don't throw monster rolls all the time. We're humans as well. But one thing great about the casinos, they have slots. You all see this guy, D Lucky. He's always showing his winnings, never the losses though. But again, one thing great about slots, throughout the past 6 months, the last 6 months, that's been helping me on my bankroll. You know what, sometimes you need to take a slot break and play a few. But you know what, sometimes you get some of these big wins that cover some of those losses that you've done on the craps tables. And that's what one thing that you may just need to put you over that hump to get over with that big rolls that's coming up. But again, number 6, my big winnings for Chef Slut here at Chef Dice YouTube. Alright guys, it's getting kind of hot, man. So I'm in here with my dog at the beach, Sasha. Right, Sasha? But again, number 5 for Chef Dice Memorable Events 2022. This saying, happy wife, happy life, right? Of course, weren't for my wife, this thing would not happen. YouTube will be non-existent. Our travels would be cut in half. And again, she's a big part of what we do here at Chef Dice. And of course, you guys seen all the shopping sprees, the dining out, and without my wife, this thing is non-existent again and again and again. But again, number 5, cruise to my wife, love you. Till we travel again, Chef Dice out. Number 4, one thing great about this, number 4 is not too many of us crap enthusiasts out there can play with our fathers, let alone that your father is better than you. Of course, my crew members, hawaiicrapsshooters, calls him Senior Chef Dice. And you guys, some of you guys know my dad as Ernesto at the Fremont. He plays there a lot. But one thing about playing with my dad, it's great, guys. See how he consistently throws, and just a father and son bonding is great, more than I had in my childhood. But again, it's nice. And let me tell you guys a great story here. When I rolled my 40 roller at Fremont to get to that board at the Fremont Sharpshooter, one thing about my dad is, you know, he was pressing up his bets while you guys know, when I throw, I start pacing back and forth. So my dad went to my chip rack and grabbed some of my chip and started pressing his bets with my 40 roller. So, and I kept on coming back. Why is my chips all not straight? It's all mixed up. Sure enough, after my 40 roller, my wife told me, hey, don't get mad, but I didn't want to tell you during your middle of your roll that your dad was pressing his bets with your chips. But again, Dad, that was an early Christmas gift. You know, I couldn't, thank God that my wife didn't say anything. I might not make that 40 roller. But again, number 4, playing with my dad was you know, one of those experiences of a lifetime that a lot of you wish you guys could do, but fortunate enough that Chef Dice and Senior Chef Dice, still we can do this more often than not. But again, Dad, I love you. We'll see you again. Hey, get ready for Golden Arm. Number three. Number three. You guys know Hawaii Crap Shooters. Brian always does live pre-recorded craps game. Of course, he's one of the pioneers that does it. Does a great job. Over 10,000 subscribers. And one thing about it, Hawaii Crap Shooters, we have this nice tight group that always, majority of the time, 80% on camera, and we always tease each other about the camera curse. And you know what? More often than not, I have a lot of PSOs. I have a lot of PSOs on camera that, you know what? It's kind of disturbing, but that only is going to strengthen me, mind stronger, and you know what? Nothing will ever phase me. But again, number three was my first ever 30 plus roller on camera at Main Street Hotel. Number two, as the year went on for 2022, I played more and more and more. As you guys know, I went to Las Vegas about 10 times. But what I've noticed is I was getting stronger and stronger. Nothing phases me. Muscle memory was there. So I was getting confident. But again, what I didn't solve yet is the fatigue on the last 2 days of every trip. I kept on not getting focused, cramping up, and all that kind of thing. So slowly I'm figuring that out. That's why 2023 is going to be a great test for Chef Dice and the Hawaii Crap Shooters. But one thing great about number two is my last day at the Bellagio. A bunch of friends and fans came and visit me. Usually that's not the case, but as the YouTube channel grows, more and more people start finding out where you're at. And you know what? I'll respond and I'll tell them I'm at the Bellagio at 6:30, ready to rock and roll for about a couple of hours. Come on down, let's play. You know, I'm not gonna throw that monster roll that everybody expects. I'm a human as well. So what we've done is, I know Keely and a few more gentlemen came down to play with Chef Dice, and Keely looked at me and said, "Hey," and by the way, Keely Biloxi Blues on the as his handle on the thread when you guys see him. You know, now we're good friends to a point where hey Elmer, I'm gonna go to Las Vegas, and usually I try to time it and I'll just meet up there because he's a great thrower, man. You know, besides the nervousness amongst each other, once we start getting in the groove, we're tough to beat. But so the Bellagio story here is I was down on my last day, $2,500. I had the last throw before I'm gonna go ahead and I'll catch my flight back home to Hawaii. Keely looks at me and he shows me I got $1,100, I believe, left. And I said, why don't you throw, you know, like three more guys, you know? No, I'm just gonna wait till you throw. And sure enough, he waited patiently, and then I just did my stall tactics just to wait till I get the dice, because I was down. I just wanted to go home down 2,500 and then I'll be fine, you know, rather than 3-4 grand. So what happened is I got the dice. I was planning to just go 220 inside and that's it, and just build my way up. But Keely Biloxi Craps basically went all in 1,100 across. I don't know what's the breakdown on that, but he went 1,100 across. So I said, you know what? And I looked at him. I walked on the side and I looked at him. If you're gonna go there, if you're gonna go 1,100, I'm gonna go 1,100 as well. And if I PSO, we're gonna die together. If we do great, we're gonna win together. So we went in as a team, and sure enough, after my first 2-3 rolls, He pressed it up. He didn't collect. I looked at him and was like, you're not collecting anything? He said, nope. And I said, okay, I'll join you. Another 3-4 rolls, which gives me 7 or 8 rolls. I said, aren't you going to collect anything? And then he looks at me, nope. And I said, okay, I'll join you. After my 10th, 12th roll, I looked at him and like, we had about 3-4 grand maybe on the table, almost there. And I like, we should collect. And he said, maybe a couple more hits and then I'll start collecting. And I said, okay, I'll join you. And again, this is my last day. I got another 2 more hours of this and then we have to check out. And sure enough, the 14th, 15th roll, I looked at him and I said, you know what? I'm collecting at least a grand. So I brought it back down, maybe 640 across. And then, you know what? Then let's go to the moon. And sure enough, the magic happened. We started pressing. At the end of the day, when you see this video, he won 14,000. I think his buy-in was 1,100. I won 10,500, and my buy-in was just maybe 700 or so. I just had that much left over. But again, that was a wonderful event. We were screaming, hollering. You guys know how I am. I get too excited. But again, that was one of those lifetime moments that this guy believed in Chef Dice, and I had to jump in because I didn't want to piss on his 1,100, and I just had only 220 inside. So again, we trusted one another, and that's one of those special moments that I will never forget. And of course, I think that can happen more often than not in 2023. As you guys can see, this is how I relax. 2023 is going to be a little bit different. We're going to relax more. I'm gonna cut back on my practicing. Maybe 2 weeks out, I'll start practicing hard. But again, that's what I've noticed because I throw a lot when I'm in Vegas. But again, muscle memory is there. Number one moment, the Fremont Sharpshooter in November. One thing great about that one, I know Grant was there. They threw about maybe 10 plus, Corey 10 plus in order to try to get on the board. Grant did really well. He was in his 30s. Corey was at 25, and I knew that there was 20s is not going to stay there any longer, especially for a 4-day weekend. Sure enough, everybody was telling me you need to hit 40 rolls in order to be at least on the board and go to the final table. Sure enough, I had to make my hours at Orleans. I was staying at the Nugget. Sure enough, when I made my hours at Orleans, head to Fremont to try and get on that board with hopefully a 30 roller. But we did it on a Sunday. So I was there on Sunday around 6:30. Corey woke me up. Hey guys, as you can see, like 5:30 in the morning, headed to the Fremont. I was supposed to meet everybody here at 4. Man, woke up late. I'm just tired, guys. A long day yesterday, trying to put in my hours at the Cal and from the flight and all weekend long. It was nice to sleep in. But you know what? We're gonna walk in, see if we got a spot. Last day, guys. Try to roll a 31 roller. Let's go. Oh, place is packed. Ooh, place is packed. It finishes at 2 o'clock. So basically, I got no more than 2 rolls for myself to qualify for this wonderful sharpshooter event. Sure enough, my first roll at 6:30, I rolled 5 times. Oh my God, I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. Thinking about it, the next time I'll get there's like 16 people on the table. By the time I get the dice back, it's gonna be around 10:30, another 3 hours from now. So slowly, I try to save my bankroll, not to play on everybody. Sure enough, I got the dice back around 10:30, and this was my last hurrah, my last Hail Mary. Sure enough, I rolled a 40 roller and made 3rd on the sharpshooters list, and that was exciting. That was exciting because you know what? Took me 2 chances to make the board. Sure enough, everybody on this table made a lot of money. As you can see, VA crap shooters right in the corner praying for me. And we got a lot of people praying, cheering, hollering. But that was a event that I will never forget. 2 chances. Who can say that it's going to take you 2 chances in order to make the board? And you know what? The stars aligned, and I was very, very lucky. And of course, you guys know I was playing alongside with my dad, who was taking my chips and pressing his bets. Remember that story? But again, Fremont Sharpshooter, and it was a awesome Fremont experience. 40 roller by chefdice. And by the way, guys, if you like this kind of content, like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And of course, wait to the end when you see all these people throughout 2022, crap enthusiasts, fans, subscribers. All right, so till we roll again, 2023 is going to be epic, guys. Chef Dice out.
Chef Dice out!